Okay, happy Monday. I hope everybody had a good day. It's always a little bit of a relief to get to this point on Monday, right? Where you're home and you can just kind of reset and do some of the things maybe you need to get set up for your week. We have our new partner training calls tonight just to keep the action going from that first day of the week. So you have the rest of the week to kind of implement what we've talked about. Tonight, we are talking about inviting, which is the key to what we do. And I am gonna just give you a pep talk about inviting first. I think when we're new partners, we're just starting out, or maybe you've been a partner for a little while and you took a break, or you have been in a busy season where inviting it hasn't been regular. Inviting it to what we do is literally part of our job responsibility. So I don't know if you had a job at some point where you started working at a restaurant, or maybe you worked clerical, or maybe you were, babysitting or whatever it is. Each job has specific things that you do in order to get paid, to make your boss happy, however you want to word it. We are our own boss, and the job responsibility that we have is talking to people and inviting them to what we do. And in the beginning, it can sound a little fear-based. It can be maybe a little intimidating, but when someone receives a word from you, it means that you cared about them. It means that you're thinking of them. You are literally giving them a lifeline to take care of their body at home. And whether they say yes or no has nothing to do with you. So you can kind of let go of that pressure, let go of the other person's response and what they think of you. Because I don't know if y'all are Christians here, but I'm a Christian. And I believe that when we are sending out a message, inviting someone to join us, it's not an accident. And God can handle the outcome. It doesn't have to be up to you. And to me, that is a huge relief. I can show up and send it. We don't ever want to be canned and just like copy paste a bunch of stuff that's long. We want it to be an invitation to somebody that we know or we've connected with. I'm letting a couple more people in really quickly. Hi, y'all. Welcome. We want our invitations to be personal, and we want to serve them. So there used to be a way to just copy paste a bunch of invitations and send them to everyone you know. And that kind of, makes people feel not the best. So we want to make sure that we are serving, that it's a conversation that we've either been able to serve and connect with someone genuinely. They're in our stories, they're liking your posts. If it is someone from high school that you haven't talked to in a while, I still say that you can invite them. You know them. They know that you're not just, finding them out of the blue on Instagram from a hashtag. But there's a way to word them, and we're going to talk about that tonight. But the one thing I wanted to say is, for those of you who are here who are brand new, welcome. And we value you so much as part of our team. We're excited you're here. Everybody here has a story that only you can tell. And it's very easy in anything that we do today, career wise, to look at the person next to us, to look at the person who posted before us, to look at the person who held our role before us. And we're not comparing here, because we're all unique, made by the Lord to do a very specific purpose. And a little bit of spiritual motivation. My pastor always says that the devil attacks where you're weak. And we are playing a role in spiritual warfare by helping people get strong. Where you are strong is not where the enemy attacks. So if we are weak in our body, if we're not taking care of it, if we're having brain fog, if we're not sharp that day, the enemy, to me, I have found, is watching, and he likes to swoop in at the most opportune weak times. So I like to know that we're connecting people with tools that helps them honor their temples, the body that God gave them. And to me, that makes it super inspiring to invite someone. And when you're just starting out, we invite from what some people call it a dirt list. If you are in our new coach group, Rachel posted an assignment earlier this week. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, or if you were able to complete it. But how many of you have made a list of people that you know, or that you would like to invite? Has anybody been able to do that yet? Okay, good. I have my first list was okay, good. Amy has one. Okay, so we're gonna pull out that list. If you do not have that list, I want you, when we get started, I want you to go to the letter A in your Facebook friends, or I want you to go on your Instagram into your followers, and you can arrange it. That's okay, Amy, we get that. You can when you hit your followers, you can organize it by, let me check and make sure I'm saying this right. You can organize it by, it'll show the most recent that has followed you. So that means that they've just looked at your profile recently, and we can go in and connect from there and invite from there. My phone is playing a reel. But so that's where we're going to start. Does everybody feel comfortable that they have a place to start? Maybe you put up a story series. Has anyone had any stories today? Not necessarily, they don't even have to be about coaching, but maybe you posted your kids or your dog or a trip you did this weekend. There are people watching you and you encourage them. I want you to put on a Post-it, wherever you work out, you inspire so many people, and put that on a Post-it. Because there's going to be days when you're going to feel like no one cares. You're going to feel, I just felt like this earlier. My workout was just like paused a million times because my technology felt like was being attacked, and like just all these different things had to pause for different kids. And I just like wanted to quit. But I remember a coach on a wake up call had a Post-it that said, "You inspire so many people." And it just reminds you that we're not just working out, like our bodies is most important. We're working out to take care of it, but it's part of our job. It's part of one of our job responsibilities. And I don't know about y'all, but that's the reason that I do it most of the time. And I think that's why most of us are partners. And maybe you just started being a partner. You don't feel worthy to invite. Maybe you don't feel like anyone's going to answer you, but just sending the invitation now when you're building your new your foundation, people are watching you, and it's going to mean so much if you invite now and they watch you show up, even if they don't say yes right now. Watching you show up and not quitting is going to mean so much more than if you invited after you already figured it out way down the line. If I could go back and talk to myself as a new partner, I would say invite everybody. It's so easy to say, "Hey, Sarah, I just started doing these health groups. I would love it if we could link arms as accountability partners. Are you looking for somebody to work out with?" Just super simple. It's not over salesy, it's not businessy, and it's just literally giving someone the opportunity to do this program with you. So I wanted to just, one of the things I find that we doubt about ourselves when we first begin this is, am I capable? Is anyone going to want to do this to me? And I haven't mastered my own journey. So who am I to invite other people? And that is just not true. You are already an expert because you're doing this. You are already part of the 1% of leaders that dive in and do something like this. So it means that there's something in you that wants more. There's something in you that is a leader that has to offer someone else. And at the end of the day, we are health encouragers. That's what I always wrote down at the beginning of this. Everybody is able to be encouraged, because it's just something that you can easily offer somebody. You do not have to be perfect. So just really quickly, if you could put in the chat, when we talk about inviting, when we talk about just saying something simple to someone to invite them to join you, what is your number one hesitation? For me, even doing this for many years, if I do not have an accurate list of names, I will procrastinate inviting, because you don't have a starting point. The brain will be confused, right? So that's one thing we want to overcome tonight, is make sure you have a list and you have a strategy when it's time to sit down to do them. Because if you don't have a place to go, it'll take you an hour longer or multiple hours, because you'll just worry about doing it and you don't have a place to start. So that's the importance of tracking the names. So can anybody put in the chat something that Amy's, one time someone took it the wrong way and thought I was thinking they needed to work out. I've had that happen. One time somebody did say something like that. And when that happens, "Oh no, girl, I'm just looking for friends to join me with. This has changed my life." So I always invite people in case it could be an answer to prayer for you, like it was for me. Or just make it about yourself. Anytime somebody comes back with something a little, Tara, someone once said, "Don't make other people's minds up for them by not asking them." Oh yeah, that's so good. Yeah. You don't say no for them. And I mean, somebody kept following up with me. Like I actually reached out to the first person that I joined with the body program. but I was a objection over cost, but really it was fear, right? Like, yeah, I could pay for it, but I was using that because I just didn't really want to get started. You know what I mean? So what we do is very unique in network marketing in the industry and in any sales. I mean, some people sell insurance. Everybody needs insurance. So it's easy to make insurance calls. You know, if they say no, it just means they already have insurance, right? But with us, we are calling to ask someone to change their life, to do something really uncomfortable. So you are giving these lifelines in the form of invitations that are seeds planted of hope, seeds of kindness. And it doesn't have to be, if it's received in a way that is negative, that has nothing to do with you. And we're going to obviously, we're teaching you ways to invite. There's some training in our group page. If you're not in there, let me know and I'll make sure that you, have the link to the group by the end of this call. But we have several examples in there of ways to invite. So the next thing that is a hurdle over inviting that can happen. Okay, so we have our list. We've talked through our mindset. We know that we're doing this out of kindness. It's hope. It's a lifeline. It's a way to care for people. It's a way to serve people. It's like throwing confetti in their inbox to me. That's what I like to tell myself, because you're hosting a party and it's totally normal to invite people to your party, right? If they don't want to come, they don't have to come. That just means that there are more people. We also don't have scarcity mindset. There's always more people. This is a very big world. We are not doing network marketing in 1999 when you had to like ask someone at the checkout counter to come to your party at your house. We have an amazing opportunity with social media. It makes what we do so much more accessible times like a million, because we have so many different people that we can reach out to with our content. So I want to do my best right now to knock down some of the mindset blocks that the enemy or negative vibes, whatever you want to call it, can happen and can be thrown up in front of us when we sit down to do this, because what we do makes a difference. And I believe the enemy does not like it. So another thing, we have our list, we've knocked through our mindset. I want to make sure that you have something that you are inviting to. That's the number one thing. If I have a period of inaction, my coach will ask me, what are you inviting to? It's like been that way since I first started. So make sure that you have something you are inviting to. We are starting a fresh group on May 15th. You can invite to that also. Or you can host your own, whichever is easier, but whoever invited you, whoever your coach is, just ask to team up with them on their group and y'all can join together. And I love joining together with new partners. It brings excitement when you and I or whoever else is in the group show up as partners. It helps other people show up. And I'm in a group right now that a lot of people are on vacation, they're traveling, and it's just me some days, you know what I mean? Checking in, but it still means something. And that's why we like to start fresh ones periodically, to give people another chance to reset who maybe couldn't have prepped. So there's people out there who know about what we do. There's people out there who are depressed, who are in a slump, who need, we know that endorphins and moving your body are just as effective as antidepressants in many studies. And you're extending to them the tools to be able to pull out of that, to use that, that cool way that our body can serve our brains. And it's an honor. Honestly, I'm really pumping myself up to do some action, right? I hope y'all are feeling that way too. So if you need help, if you need something to invite to, let us know. Okay, let me see. Alicia, I'm not where I want to be and worry that they will think it's odd that I'm acting like this expert. I know, but I've taken so many trainings where even the top coaches today in our company have said, in the beginning, I was so enthusiastic that it didn't matter if there's 3 people in my group, right? Like we have the belief that what we're doing is even if it changes one life, it's still exciting. You have a group of women here that you are a part of, and you're just extending the invitation. You don't have to have it all figured out. And I joked that in the very beginning, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, because we're not fake, we're real. But honestly, you just have to dive in and take action, and kind of push through that uncomfort wall. There's nobody that's ever been successful that didn't act like an expert at one point, hoping that they were, right? And that's not fake. You just have to step out and do it. And then you realize that you can. And I just want to encourage y'all to, is there anybody in here? Is it okay if I talk about the Bible and things like that? Is everyone okay with that? I think we're all here because we we are similarly minded, but the Bible talks about renewing your mind, and every single day we have to remind ourselves that there is an enemy of our souls who wants us to believe that we cannot do all things through Christ, who wants us to believe that we have shortcomings that will make me different from Alicia, that will make me different from Tiara, that will make me not be able to do the things that she can do. There's little whispers all day long. So we're doing something extraordinary. We are not just showing up at a 9 to 5 and doing what our boss tells us to do. We are the boss. So it is up to us to do the same tracker that every successful person before us has done. And it's the people that hang around, the people that don't blame the paper or the company or, someone for not teaching them right. It is the ones that logged in, take the training that all of us have access to when we log into our back office. Those are the same tools that there are some people whose downline ran away after a couple months in and they figured it out themselves. So all the tools are there. We are lucky and not lucky. We are blessed that we have a great team and lots of support. But at the end of the day, it's up to me. It's up to you to run your business and to push those wheels forward. That's what I love about what we do. I love the potential. I love that when there's a busy season, you can hold off and you can be with your family if somebody's sick. But if it's a season when you're running and you want to show up, you can do that. It's totally up to you what you want to get out of this. So, somebody said Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, that's good. One of my friends today said that they were diagnosed with low iron recently and they have gained 15, 20 pounds. So she welcomed the invite. You never know it. Oh my gosh. So true. So true. Iron is so interesting too. Just there's many different ways that people can be with low iron. And so if you serve someone and they're not getting the results, you can help, hold them accountable, be like, hey, I just recommend, why don't you go check with your doctor? Let's pray about this. Just somebody that can be with them on the journey and ask them how it went is huge. And I always pray, please just lead me to the women that need help like I did. I came into this because I had some postpartum depression with my first son, and I just couldn't believe the rays of sunshine that would bounce into my life when I would look into the group, And so I know it's hard sometimes when you're first starting out wondering if it matters, but at the end of the day, they're seeing everything that you say. And even when you post on your social media, maybe you do like a straightforward call to action that we do periodically and you only get a handful of interactions, or sometimes, I've had some that got like 2, but it's because it's direct, it's because it's assertive, and people are watching. People are seeing if you are really going to do what you say you're going to do. And it's a really cool place to be in. And anytime that you're going to invite and you kind of feel that feeling of, I'm not an expert, I don't know, just remind yourself of all of the partners that have gone before us who grit their teeth, took the training, and learned along the way that it's not just you. There's a team of us that have done the exact same thing as you. You're not on an island. You're not reinventing the wheel. We've all been doing this together. And I could kick myself for the time that I missed out on. There's a really cool opportunity when you're brand new to go level 1000 and invite people because it's new, it's fresh. And I think the typical lie that the enemy whispers is you're not qualified. But we know that we're qualified for everything because it's not going to be us doing it in our own strength. It's the Lord. And we just show up and we are the conduit. So, okay. So tonight, wow, since we've talked about a little bit of the basics, does everybody feel comfortable with an invitation? Like, do you have, if it's somebody, so what I typically do is I want you to go through your list if you have it. If you do not have your list in front of you, go into your stories or your last post and you can look through the names. And I think a really good call to action or a reminder is to create urgency is to use the May 15th date, which is, I believe, Monday. So you can just say, hey, Sarah, if you've talked to her before, you can also, this is the time where some follow-ups will be born. Sometimes I go in to invite and I realize there's people in there and I'm just doing all sorts of stuff. I'm following up, I'm connecting with people in the picture who liked it. There's going to be some things that organically happen when you go in to invite, but that's good because they're all in your tracker. They're all serving others. And it's just, think of it as spreading positive happiness and confetti. And if someone responds, serve them first, ask them questions about themselves. Don't just jump in. Yeah, I'd like to know more. Okay, great. If she said, are you doing anything now? Like, do you work full time? It just helps me to learn, just to kind of gather, you'll know what you can ask about themselves to kind of get the conversation going, so that it isn't just like word vomit about all the things we offer with a price and here it all is. I mean, that's just like a perfect recipe for them to like freeze up and be like, wow, money and all this stuff. I don't know. So you want to make them feel seen. You want to show them how this can really help them, how you're not just someone selling some random drink or like a lipstick on social media that's just going to sell it and run away, that you have this great group that they can show up in month after month if they invest with you. Okay, so Tara says, I had 120 people watching my stories today. That is awesome. Those are real bodies, people that are interested in what you're doing. And another great thing is, if you have, everybody put up a before and after yet, or have you not done that yet? Because if you've done that, that's your kickers. Those the people that are really interested, that liked that because they've seen. And a great transformation invite, which I'm going to type and put in the chat. Well, first, really quickly, I'm going to pause it for 1 second. I'm going to type one invite, and then I'm going to type the transformation one in here. But y'all go get your list ready and find the first 3 people that you're going to invite and just jot them down. Okay. I'm going to mute. Okay, so I kind of did a hybrid that I put here that you can change to make it more you. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for either liking my photo, depending upon the situation, watching my story, following along on here. I don't know if you've seen, but I'm hosting home boot camps for busy moms or working women or busy women. It's brand new and I'm so excited. Are you or anyone you know looking for a new health routine? If so, I'd love to be accountability partners. Let me know if you want information. And then here's what I love to do to give them an out if it's somebody new. Regardless, thanks so much for following along here. I love keeping in touch. So you give them like, hey, if this isn't for you, then like, let's still be friends, and you're ready to serve them. And it gives them a way to respond easier. There are some more short, concise invites, but you can add personal details. It's been a while since we played volleyball together, or like, remember the days when I was just thinking of you because I'm looking for accountability partners. I love sending invitations to people I was on teams with, because those were days when you were active, you worked hard together. Go back through anything, student government, things that you did with people who were focused. You can remind them of that time. Maybe they have kids, maybe they're busy in their job and they've sort of lost sight of that. You can kind of rekindle that team spirit, which is what I really love about what we do. You can take this invitation, and I did kind of a hybrid between transformation and a new one, but when you say thank you so much for liking my photo, it was a little hard to put myself out there, but I wanted people to see what's possible and be inspired. So you're sharing a little bit of vulnerable moment. Like, it's not just totally easy for me to throw that up there whenever I'm a new partner, but like, thank you. You're genuinely letting them in a little bit on how you're feeling. And it's going to help the conversation flow. It's going to help them be able to just cheer you on and to be honest if they're looking to join or not. Okay. So right now, I want us to take this invite or one that works for you. Maybe you took training, maybe you went to the back office, and you have one that works. But let's go ahead and invite those 3 people now, and I will report back in just a second, and we will we have a couple more assignments. I'm gonna play us some songs, which always makes me feel a little more, into it. Do not underestimate the power of Christian hip hop to get you going. Okay.
Got the power. I got the, I got the power with me. I got the power. I got the power. I got the, I got the power with me. It's like warriors, feeling so glorious, forever victorious. I never turn me. I got the power with me. Don't get this championship ring. I got them. I got them. I got the power in me. This ain't hate, God. This just fake, dog. I just played my cards. I just prayed and starved. I had faith, dog, against a great odds. I can't take the glory. This came straight from God. I just made a play like OBJ. So really, this one here gonna make the top 10. It's the moment I've been waiting for. So made a memory never be forgotten. Unlike the game of the locksmiths, we breaking out this colossus. I feel like this is my time. This the need for me to shine. I promise. Still on the court after midnight, putting a shot. Look at my wrist. I can overtime. This ain't happen overnight. Hard working, discipline. Give my time. What the green mile now? Ball out the gym, way above the rim. Shoot the space. I'm ascending. Now drop the beat. Let's make history. I got the power. I got the power. I got them. I got them. I got the power in me. I got the power. I got the power. I got them. I got them. I got the power in me. It's like victorious. Feeling so glorious. Forever victorious. I never try to be. I got the power in me. Be the championship. I got the. I got the power in me. This ain't fake, dog. This is fake, dog. Had no greenbacks. This ain't trademark. Had no place, dog. Had no taste, dog. Smile when I take my loss. The take and take my call. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I can keep. Die for the dream. It's strong. Like a venom on his soul. Yeah, bone of a teeth. I'm bone of a teeth. My song of a repeat. And I'm all. Yeah, feeling when you see it on floor. Yeah, need to receive when I make you complete. For the make you see. I will take for the feed. I will make you believe. For the sake of the king, for the trade that I need, for the other side of the king, tell me what it's saying, I can't, I won't change my outcome. Champ don't stop when the broken talk. Champ don't stop when the working come. I got the power, I got the power, I got the, I got the, I got the power, I got the power, I got the power, I got the, I got the, I got the it's like the sorry, sorry, sorry. Yeah. I guess I'm disappointed. Doing everything I can, I don't want to make you disappointed. So, you know, I just want to make you feel everything I have. Because I'm trying to make it easy for you. But I guess the moment you thought about everything, whenever you were in the first place, right? Yeah, I'm gonna just ignore you, walking towards you. With my head down, looking at the ground, I'm embarrassed for you. Paranoia. What did I do wrong this time? It's for you, very loyal. Should I have my back? Put a knife in my hand for you. What else should I care for you? I care for you. That's right now. Wish that I could say sorry that I let you down. Let you down. I think voices in my head. Wish that I could shut them down. Sorry that I let you. Yeah. You don't want to make this work. You just want to make this work. You want me to listen to you, but you don't ever hear my words. You don't want to know about her yet. Let me guess. You wanted a apology, probably. How can we keep going at a rate like this? We can't, so I guess I have to leave. Please don't come after me. I just want to be alone right now. I don't want to take it off. Go ahead, just get off. It's breaking it all tomorrow. Like nothing's wrong. Ain't that what you want to do? But like, if we can talk to you, you're going to offer more. What else can I offer you? I'm not looking right now. Give it to you. That's right now. Wish that I could say, sorry that I let you down. Let you down. I think voices in my head. Wish that I could shut them down. Yeah, don't talk down to me. That's not gonna work now. Packed all my clothes and I moved out. I don't even want to go to your house. Every time I sit on that couch, I feel like you lecture me. Eventually, I bet that we could have made this work and probably would have figured things out. But I guess I'm a letdown. But it's cool. I checked out. Oh, you want to be friends now? Okay, let's put my fake face on and pretend now. Sit around and talk about the good times that didn't even happen. I mean, why are you laughing? Must have missed that joke. Let me see if I can find a reaction. No, but at least you're happy. It's like I'm sorry. So sorry, darling. I'm sorry. I let you down. Okay. So another way that you can word an invite is kind of giving a preview of what we offer. So I sent one more in the chat. And what I like to do is when I see an invite that helps me, I have the Post-it on my computer, the sticky Post-it electronic. It's an app. You can just download it, even if you have Windows or Mac. And you can just keep little sticky notes on your desktop. I just have like invites. I have an invite message, follow-up message one. And then I think I have a connecting one also, just in case my brain isn't working. It's just a springboard to help. This is just one that I used to use a lot that just kind of came out whenever I was looking through people to invite. Hi, Raquel. I don't know if you've seen, but I host virtual boot camps for busy moms. We check in an app and do streaming workouts and follow a weekly meal plan. Currently trying to get into pre-baby pants and looking for other friends who want to link arms for accountability. Please let me know if you or anyone you know could use the information. So you're sharing a little bit about your journey. So if you're not trying to get into pre-baby pants, you can say currently working out to have tank top arms for summer, or currently working out to, help the ADHD that I was diagnosed with, or whatever your situation is, just to let them know that you have vulnerabilities too, that there are things that you do this to help you with and that you're getting results. And then you can kind of share a little preview about all the things that we offer, because who doesn't want that, right? And even if it is someone that has a health routine right now that's working for them, maybe they're going to Orange Theory and that's serving them in their season, they're going to remember that you offer this when they have a kid or they have a season where they're at home taking care of their mom who's sick or whatever it is. They're going to remember that you thought of them, even if it's 6 months or a year from now. So everything that you're doing with these is an invite. And then a seed that's planted as an invite. Another thing is when you say, please let me know if you or anyone you know, that also takes the pressure off of them
they can say, you know, I don't know anyone, but I will think about it. They've responded to you, you've created the connection. And it allows you to check back in with them in another month. Hey, I know that you said that, you know, it wasn't a good fit for this month, that you didn't know anybody. How is June going? You know, is June the month that we can work together or something like that? You know, it helps them respond a little easier. And I use that invitation when it's someone that maybe the conversation hasn't been flowing, you know, all the time, all the way, or it's someone that I'm reconnecting with. I'll use that one, especially maybe if it's toward the end of the month and I really want to hit Success Club or something like that, just to kind of ask for referrals. Another thing is you can go into people once you get some customers, you can ask them for referrals, and you can offer like a couple sticks of Energize or you know, a free meal plan or something like that. And people love to tell their friends to get something, you know, for free as a referral bonus. Okay, so I wanted to just do a little action with y'all tonight because I don't want you to get on these calls and just say, well, that was great, but we can learn all we want. We can be in training, but we have to go implement what we learn. So I like to kind of put us all in a place where we have the opportunity to kind of push through that uncomfortable grit wall together. I have also gotten on these calls and just stared at my computer. So if that's what you did, we're working through that. Okay. And like, that just means that you didn't have a list to start from. And that's all that means. It doesn't mean that you're bad at inviting. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. We just have to get a list together of people. So how do we get our list together for this coming week to continue inviting? We post every day, or not every day. If you're in a, you know, sometimes people need a break, but like we post as often as we can. It's recommended daily for business growth. We post in our stories because you always are going to have people there. And as you invite, you jot down the name. And the simplest way to keep track of who you're inviting is a binder with 4 tabs. One is connections. 2 is invites, 1 is follow-ups, and then the back are people in your circle who sign up with you and your team. Some people do it just an Excel sheet or like a table, just one list. You put the names that you've connected with. If you invite them, they get 1 check. If you follow up, they get another check in different color, a check. And if you've got a lot of checks, then maybe you don't, it's not your time to work with them right now, you know? But, and then whenever they would sign up with me, I highlight them. So that way you can easily kind of build your own color system. You know who you're serving. People aren't lost. And it's a really fun way to see the work on paper, because your brain will lie to you if you're not tracking. You haven't worked in forever. Like, you don't know how to do this. You don't have a business. But if you're writing down what you're doing, even if it's like a mental health day where you're just tired or you're sick or whatever, you can invite 2 people and write it down. You've moved your business forward that day. So I just want to encourage you to jot down the names that you are, the people you're speaking to, so that you have a place for your brain to start. It's almost impossible to procrastinate when there's a plan on paper. I mean, it's not impossible, but you know what I mean? Like, your brain needs a place to start, or you're going to always go do the laundry. You're going to always go do the dishes, which are important, but I will use those things. We want to honor our homes, but I will use those things to procrastinate sometimes if I don't have a place to start. So that's just what's worked for me. Those are some tips. Okay. Want to take 5 more minutes. Let's go add 5 people to our network so that you can connect with them over these few days, and you'll have somebody to invite maybe later this week or next week. Okay. So this is planning for our future business self, so that when we have another inviting call, we will have these names written down and we will know who we can invite. Okay. And a way to do that is you can go on Facebook, you can go into a unique situation that you have. Maybe you have a golden doodle. Maybe you have maybe you're a secretary. Maybe you're a teacher, like Alicia, like you said. Maybe you are paying off debt like me, and you love Dave Ramsey. You can go to accounts that you're interested in and follow people that are similar to you. You can go click their profile, go like, engage in their stuff a little bit, and then follow them. And people love that. They feel seen. They feel like you're a new face, and you're able to kind of love on their stuff and serve them, and just be a bright light in a dark Instagram world. Sometimes people are not nice. So let's go. I'm going to go to another great one. Rachel likes to go to Focus on the Family. That's like her market. saying your market can be a little intimidating, so I don't like to throw tons of stuff out like that this early. But there are people just like you in your particular situation that want to connect with you. So whatever it is you're battling, maybe you have a diagnosis right now that you're praying through. It would be great to connect with other people and support one another and pray for one another in that season. So I'm currently letting some of my gray hair show and grow out and seeing what that's like. So I'm going to go into like the gray hair hashtag and find people who are doing that too, because that's pretty unique. You know, you kind of want to know somebody's doing that with you, you know, different things about your season. And maybe this week, just in your quiet time after you're done, ask the Lord, like, who are the women that I'm supposed to connect with? What is the story I'm supposed to tell? And that way you'll always have somebody to connect with. And we are going to talk about connections in other calls. So that'll be that will keep your pipeline moving. That's just one piece, but I wanted to do a little bit tonight before we get off so that you'll have some future people in your pipeline. Okay. Another way, you can go on Facebook and it will sometimes suggest friends, or you can go on Facebook to someone you knew maybe from high school and go through there and see if there's anybody that you thought you were friends with that you weren't. Or if there's somebody that you have like 700 mutual friends with, that it wouldn't be weird if you added them, right? Not 700, but you know, there's a couple different ways. Also, if you're in a group on Facebook, and maybe you like I like interior design groups for DIY groups. Like if you're in something like that, those people are likely going to be similarly interested in things like you, and it wouldn't be strange to like strike up a conversation about something that they posted. And I'm giving you all sorts of ideas, but let's just take a second to go add some new friends.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, but like pop. Shoot a shot. I'm coming in. Yeah, coming in. It's like oh, like the demeanor. Come on, damn. I'm feeding the meter. They got the iron while I got the steamer. I bring the fire, but you never seen her. I testify, I don't need a subpoena. They want my soul, better go to Korea. I love my dog just like I'm Peter. Gotta protect him. I made the call, it was just like I'm repping. I know we left you, now we back together, but I guess that is better now. Later than never, like, what's happening? I'm in these shots, we're asking when. Me and my wife gonna have some kids. Right now, we're just practicing. Teacher said quit rapping, man. That gonna hurt my average. I said, thank God I ain't average. Yeah, I'm a bright young man. To the GPA and the BPM. Look, we on. So say what you say, cause that's A with Lecrae. From the A train to the A. I'm coming in. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast, cause we still alive. No big, but like pie. Shoot the shot. I'm coming in. If it's too real, take it up. My real life was a headline. Your real life headline. Then my timeline was a hashtag. No timeline, hate crime coming in hot. Feeling like pop back in I-4 when he took 5 shots. Too much drive to ride your way. It's my top that I'm off that line. Black on black on black on black on black on black on black. You don't have to borrow back to get them racks on racks. Uber poolers trying to catch my vibe and find my way. Yeah, I know, I'm ratchet, but I'm really save. Hot sauce dripping. Everybody want to start dipping. First, nobody want to listen. Now everybody pay attention. Now everybody pay attention. Even Trump got taken knee. When the horn blow, y'all gonna see it. Make the wall fall down like. I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'm gonna make a toast because we still alive. No big. I feel like pop. Shoot the shot. Coming in hot.
Okay, that song's a little angry. Okay, so hopefully we've showed tonight just a little bit of the rhythms that you can have in your business, and it is going to feel uncomfortable the first when you get started. It feels uncomfortable for me if I have like a week off with sickness, or if I go on vacation, or if I go for a busy season right now. I just get out of like the rhythms, and anything that you don't do as a skill, you have to relearn a little bit whenever you start doing it again. So don't think that this ever gets like 100% easy for all of us, but the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. And just know that being here and being in the ring is worth something, and it means a lot. And there's so many people I know out there that you're going to help and that are going to be able to benefit from your encouragement and your leadership. But just start reminding yourself who you are in Christ. We can do all things that he calls us to. And I think when sometimes we hold ourselves back by the stories that we're telling ourselves in our mind that are not biblical, that are just not true. And the devil does a really good job at telling us lies and helping us shape our thoughts through different experiences and comparison of other people on social media and things like that. So just know that you are here at this time in history for a purpose. There are many people for you to invite, many people for you to show love to. And I'm so excited to see how this unfolds, and know that we're all praying for you and we have your back. Okay. We have a little bit more time. Does anybody have something you wanted to talk through or work through? Anything that you guys want to talk about, but just while we're here about being a partner at all, maybe about compensation plan or anything like that, that maybe you are. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. I finished Insanity in 4 days. That's cool. That's seriously awesome. I've never even done that. Way to go, Taylor. Okay, well, let me close this out in prayer, if that's all right. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for each woman here tonight. I just thank you for what you're doing. The cool place that social media is, that we can just meet so many women, many of the people that you've created. And I just pray, Lord, that we can serve them and be a light for them. Lord, help us to share the tools that you've given us for health in a way that glorifies you. I cancel any assignments of the enemy on any of these women who may experience doubt, darts of fear. I just pray, Lord, that you would help us walk in all that you have for us, and the confidence that Jesus died to give us as sisters in Christ. And anything going on in these women's lives that's causing them pain, that's causing them anxiety, I just ask that you have mercy on them, meet them where they are, and show them the path forward, because we know that your word says that you walk us through the valley. You do not leave us there. And I thank you for all of the times in each of our lives that you've shown up and pulled us out. And we know that you'll keep doing that, because it's your will that we walk in a wonderful life with you. And I thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for each woman here, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank y'all so much. We're going to put this recording in the page. Bye.